Hi there, my name is Burke Bowers. I work for Har-co Credit Union in the commercial lending and business banking space. I'm happy today to have Mr. Chuck Hunter with me, teacher at Edgewood High School and the director of the Academy of Finance. Thanks for spending some time with us today.
It's a pleasure.
So, full disclosure, I am a graduate of Edgewood High School and an alumni of the Academy of Finance, so Mr. Hunter and I go way back. He has implored me to call him Chuck. I will try, but if I slip and call him Mr. Hunter, I apologize. It's just a thing of respect. So, before we get started, tell us a little bit about yourself.
I am a lifelong Harford County resident. Currently live in Forest Hill with my amazing wife and 3 great kids. Grew up in Joppatown, graduated from Joppatown High School, and then right out of college started teaching here at Edgewood High School. I've been here this is my 23rd year. So, been in the business department at Edgewood High School for 23 years, and plan on spending hopefully another 23 years here. So, I enjoy doing that. I enjoy being around the kids. Try to coach here. I've coached my kids. My wife's a teacher as well. So, education is very important to us.
Great. We go way back. I was a freshman when you started your career in teaching, I believe. So
yes, indeed.
We have both grown up a lot in the last couple of years.
That was a long time ago. But yeah, it's great to see guys like you doing well. That's the big reason why I do this. To see you out and about, or see you as often as we do now, and know that you're doing well. That's the big payoff for people in education.
Yeah, that's great. So talk to us a little bit about the Academy of Finance. For those that don't know what you're doing here, tell us a little bit about the program.
So the Academy of Finance is a signature program here at Edgewood High School, meaning anyone from around the county is able to get a boundary exception to come here and be involved in our program. It's a 3-year program. Our students start as sophomores. They take courses in finance, ethics, accounting, entrepreneurship. They basically run the gamut when it comes to what they're going to learn in terms of the business education part. We also provide them with an opportunity to work at our student-run credit union. We have an advisory board that is super involved and will come out and guest speak in our classes. We do a job shadow day where students go out throughout the county to different businesses, and they get to spend a day with that business, seeing what the business does, what the employees do, how the business operates. We do a professional development day every spring where we get out some of our business partners and some other people to come in, work with our students on things like resumes, interview skills, everything like that. That's a big piece of the academy as well. Obviously, we get the finance-related curriculum, but we also try to work on the soft skills so that our students are, when they graduate, they're ready to either go into college or they're ready to go out into the business world somewhere, and they have the required skills to be successful in that. And that's one of the big things that we try to explain to our students is you're not just going to get your regular high school diploma if you do this. You're going to get training in how to work in the finance field and how to interview, how to talk to people, how to be professional, how to be respectful and be aware of the way you should act. And I think that's a big part of it as well. We have the full support of the administration here. Mr. Mack and Mr. Manzo are amazing at the county level. Mr. Limpert, Ms. Campbell, super helpful, super supportive. So, we're doing a lot of good things here, and we're really trying to benefit the students. And we also try to benefit our business partners. A lot of times, we'll send students out to an internship, or, after they graduate from here, they'll go out and get a job, and we'll follow up with the business people, and they'll say, God, it's been great, thanks for doing that. And meanwhile, I'm thinking, well, thanks for taking our kids. Thanks for providing them this opportunity. And that's sort of what we're working toward, is that beneficial piece to both sides, where our kids are getting something that they wouldn't normally get, and then the businesses are also getting something that, we can provide to them.
And there's also a partnership with Harford Community College, right? The students have an opportunity to take a couple college classes before they even graduate high school?
Yes. The students have an opportunity to earn 6 credits at HCC in business courses through the Academy of Finance. We can set it up in their schedule so that they can take the courses while they're here, basically online, which is working out really good now. or they can do it on their own time as well. But yeah, would they have that opportunity through us? We also do provide internships to our students through some credit unions, you guys, some other places, some other businesses around, and usually that takes place in the summer between their junior and senior year. Obviously, with the situation, we're doing the best we can with that, and I think we're doing a real good job. But in a regular year, yes, they also have that opportunity as well for the internship piece.
So let's transition to that. Talk a little bit to us about COVID, how that's impacted your ability to interact with the students, with your business partners, and the business partners interacting with the students. What has been altered?
Yeah, a lot. Obviously, it's been a huge change, and because, as I said, usually over the summer is when we really work to get as many of our students out as we can to jobs, to internships, and obviously, that was super difficult this summer. We did do a few. We have a couple students that later in the summer did get into some financial institutions and are interning there. We had a couple of virtual internships, which was great. So the students still got that opportunity, even though, and they didn't have to leave their house. But it's difficult. I mean, a lot of our business partners are still not all the way opened or not completely opened or are very limited in what they're doing. And obviously, if a place of business is limited in who they're allowing in, they're not really looking to hire a 17 or 18-year-old intern because financially times are tight too. So that makes it really difficult. But the business partners have been great, the schools have been great, and the kids have been great. The kids understand. And, the nice thing about kids is they're usually more flexible than anybody. So if you say, hey, I know you were looking to do this, but what I'm going to need you to do is do the same thing, but do it virtually, they have no trouble with that. They adapt, and they have the skills technology-wise to be able to do that very well. So obviously, it's been tough. It's been a challenge, but I think it's also been beneficial in some ways because I think what we're doing now is we're looking and making some inroads and making some adjustments that are going to benefit us as we move forward and as we keep going.
Resiliency is the key word for this year, right?
Absolutely, absolutely. And I always say, the students in general, especially Edgewood High School students, resiliency is a good way to describe them. They're not going to be flustered. They're not going to be frustrated. They're going to make the adjustments just as easily as we do, if not easier. And they've been great. So, hopefully, like I said, eventually things will get back to normal and we can take some of the things that we've done and continue to do those as well.
Yeah. So speaking of that, do you think anything that you've changed going into this year is going to be permanent going forward? I
mean, I hope so. I hope so. As our numbers continue to grow, it's hard. When we were, you're an alumni, so when your class came through, we were looking at maybe 8 or 10 kids. It was pretty easy to get 8 or 10 kids internships. Well, now we're looking at 40, 50, 60 kids, and that's a little trickier. Harford County's not that big. 40 or 50 or 60 internships is tough to come by. But if we do have that virtual piece with the internship where kids can work from home and and do certain things, maybe data cleanup or data management or things, some of those kind of things, I think that's something that we're really going to benefit. And just I've talked to people. I've talked to other people in business. I've talked to people in other industries as well, and they say, look, this is going to change things permanently, like you said. And so for our students to be able to, even just within school, have a Teams meeting and be able to log in and interact and know how that works, I think that's going to be super beneficial moving forward because I think a lot of businesses are going to change up what they're going to do, and you're going to see a lot fewer people heading to the office. They're going to be able to work from home, and I think that sometimes will save businesses money. And our students, again, are going to have a leg up on that because they're going to know how to hop into a Teams meeting and how to get put into a group in a Teams meeting or how to, do those kind of things that they're having to do right now. So hopefully we can take the best of both worlds as we get going, and once everything gets back to normal, we can keep the things that we've done that worked and then get back to the things that worked before in person and use both.
Great. Yeah, we all had to learn how to use Teams, Skype, Zoom, all those iterations fairly quickly, right?
Yeah, no, and our students are doing it 4 times a day, every day. So obviously, and I'll be honest, in teaching, and working that way, they know as much as I do. If I'm having an issue with something, I'll get 2 or 3 kids telling me, hey, Mr. Hunter, try this, and usually it works. I mean, they know, and they've always sort of had that leg up with technology, but now instead of it being just for fun and entertainment, now they're using it for, to be productive, and I think that's a big piece moving forward. So,
yeah, great. Talk to us about enrollment, how it's grown, where you see it going, and how you're managing the growth in the program.
Growth is great. That's what we're moving towards. We hired a new business teacher this year. We have 4 business teachers this year. So that's the first time since, maybe since I've been here that we've had that many business teachers, because our numbers have gone up over the last couple of years. We've really jumped. I mean, we're looking at, I'd say, between 165 to 180 kids this year in the 3-year program. So we've worked with the International Baccalaureate program here, which is another magnet program here, and we're getting some students dual certified. They're coming out, graduating. First group last year graduated with an IB diploma and the Academy of Finance certification. So that's a great opportunity for them too, and we have a whole good number of students that are taking advantage of that as well. So like I said, we're looking between 55 and 75 kids at each grade level. So while that's great, it puts a strain on some of the things we've tried to do, whether it's trying to put out 150 kids on a job shadow day, that's tough, or whether it's trying to obviously find the internships for the seniors, that's difficult. But those are good problems to have. That's where we want to be, because our thought is, and we've talked about this, this program provides an opportunity to students that most regular high school students don't get. They're getting the training, they're getting the resumes, they're getting the soft skills, they're getting the interview, along with the actual curriculum. So, they're coming out of here, and we have businesses I'm hearing from, a couple times a month saying, hey, can you put me in touch with some of your recent graduates? We're looking to hire people, and that's great.
Yeah, we had that conversation 2 weeks ago.
We did, and you're not the only, and you guys weren't the only one. And I also have students that that graduated recently reaching out to me saying, hey, Mr. Hunter, I'm going to send you a resume. Can you send it out? And I say, no problem. And invariably, I'll send them out. I'll get the resume, I'll forward it to a couple places, and the students will get back to me within a day or two and say, I already heard back. I'm starting this, or I'm doing this, or I have an interview. And that's what we want to do. We want to take our kids and connect them to opportunities out there that maybe they wouldn't normally have without our program.
Yeah, I mean, the proof's in the pudding. My job, my internship between junior and senior year, they hired me to stay on my senior year of high school. My first job after high school was an Academy of Finance partner, and I truly believe I wouldn't be here today without the opportunities that Edgewood High School and the Academy of Finance afforded to me. So with 200 kids in the program, talk about your budget and why fundraising is so important to keep the program afloat.
Yeah. I mean, it's tough. It's tough. We rely mostly on fundraising. We do get some money, through the school and through the county for the business department, and then we will a lot of times, fundraise for Academy of Finance specific events. And we do a lot of different things. We have a lot of business partners that are more than willing to donate, a lot of places that are willing to help out, but it's tough. I mean, we look at places, we've done this a few times recently, where we'll have a business or an organization, even maybe a nonprofit, that will say, we'd love to have an intern, but we can't afford it. So if we can turn around and say, okay, well, we have this amount of money that's sort of earmarked for that, we'll pay for, we'll handle the pay for the internship, and they'll work for you. That's great. And a lot of times we've had other businesses that have sponsored an internship where they don't have anything for the intern to do, but they will pay for the intern to go work at a nonprofit and things like that. So just even things like Job Shadow, we have to pay for, you're talking 3 buses that we're sending out every year. And, the buses cost money. Or if we're putting together a professional day, one of the big things in students, I don't know if we did it back when you were, but for the last 10 or 15 years we've been doing it, we do a business lunch where the students learn the etiquette and those kind of things. Well, we have to pay somebody to come in to do that, and we pay for the food. So even things like that, as a part of a public school, obviously, we're not rolling in money. So the donations, the fundraisers, and the participation from the business partners is huge for us in terms of that.
Yeah, yeah. So I know it ties in. Talk about the distinguished status briefly and the Future Ready Labs and how that mixed in with fundraising and why it's so vitally important.
Yeah, we were a model academy in 16, 18, and 19. We were a distinguished academy for last school year. We haven't gotten the banner yet because of because of COVID, but that distinguishes the highest level. So we've gotten to the highest level. It takes into account graduation rates, numbers of students enrolled, their student scores on the tests, the end of the course assessments that they take, the end of course projects that we do, the number of students we can get out in internships, the students that fulfill all the basic requirements. And our students work really hard. I mean, they work really hard, and most of the credit for that goes to them. Like I said, the admins and the business department at our school, the countywide, at the countywide level, we've been supported all the way through, and so we've been able to reach that distinguished level, and we hope to maintain it. Future Ready Labs is basically, it's a summer internship program. They worked, not this past summer obviously, but the previous summer with TrueCycle, which is a local business, and helped develop a marketing and business plan for TrueCycle, which was a great opportunity for the students that were able to do that. And then that goes back to the fundraising piece, that we basically paid a stipend to each student through the fundraising efforts to do that. And, so it comes back to that too. Our goal is obviously, if not before then, to bring the Future Ready Lab back next summer. So obviously we're going to be looking for money to do that, because the thing that limits the number of students we can have involved in that is the amount of money that we have that we can make the payments of the stipends. So it all sort of comes back to that. But I think with the people we have in place right now, I can see us just to continue to get bigger and to continue to be successful and provide the same opportunities and better opportunities for our students as we move forward.
Yep, I totally agree. So if somebody's watching this and is saying, I've never heard of the Academy of Finance, this sounds great, I'd like to get involved, what are ways that the business community, individuals can get involved in supporting the program?
The easiest way, you can always just call Edgewood High School. You can email me, william.hunter@hcps.org. That obviously works too. Anybody, whether it's somebody's watching this and they say, my son or daughter's in 8th grade and this sounds like a great program, reach out to me. If you're a business, and you're thinking, hey, this is something we'd like to be involved with, reach out to me. As the coordinator, I have time built in to do those kind of things, and I enjoy that. It's great when you hear from a business saying, hey, how can we help? Because you're thinking, oh man, this is just, even if it's just something as simple as, coming by for a job shadow day or coming to an advisory board meeting and seeing what we're doing and what we're about. Usually when businesses decide they want to, they might be involved and they come to an advisory board meeting, and especially when this place is bustling with kids and they come and see our students working, they're usually sold. We don't have too many businesses that say they think they want to get involved and then come and see what we're doing and decide not to. Almost all the time they say, hey, we want to be involved with this in some way or another. And nothing's too small. Sometimes you'll talk to businesses saying, oh, well, I can't do an internship. Well, that's fine. I don't know, job shadow day. I'll say, well, would you like to come and speak to a class? If you're with an accounting firm, would you like to come to speak to the accounting class? Oh, sure, I can do that, and we'll make it happen. So any businesses that want to be involved, by all means, reach out. And obviously, if you have a student or know students that are interested, this is a great place. The school, Edgewood's a great place to be. That, and the program's a great program. So.
Great. Well, as we wrap up, I always like to give the floor to our guests if there's any final comments you want to make, and give you the floor.
No, I mean, like I said, I think, my son graduated through the IB program last year and was dual certified, and he speaks very highly of it. Like I said, you go out and about, and you said it. I mean, you're a testament to what we're trying to do. We want to help students be as successful as they can be, and that's the theme here at Edgewood High School. And like I said, the administration is super supportive here, and they've allowed us to grow, and they've allowed us to provide the opportunities to the students that we've been able to provide. And so we're super thankful for that. We're super thankful for HCPS to allow us to do what we've done. And like I said, my hope is, you're back here in a couple years and we're saying, how much bigger it is even in the last 5 years. So that's always our goal. And because I think this is an opportunity that students that want to take advantage of can really benefit. So
Thank you very much for your time today. I appreciate it.
Absolutely.
Thank you to all our viewers and supporters of the Academy of Finance. Like the Academy of Finance and Har-co on Facebook and other social media platforms. And thanks for watching.